What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for a product walkthrough webinar. I am Lindsay, and I am joined by the team over at BuildBubbles. BuildBubbles is a tool that lets WordPress bloggers turn written content into high-quality podcasts without any mics or studios. The deal is available on AppSumo right now, starting at just $59. Before we dive in, just want to tell you a few quick things. If you have any questions about the deal, about the tool, about how to get set up, anything like that, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below the video, and we will circle back to those questions at the end of the walkthrough. The second thing is if you want to tell us a little bit about your use case, maybe a little bit about your content or your hopes and your dreams, you can do all of that over in the chat box on the, it'll open up on the right-hand side. And the last thing is that there will be a replay of this available, so you can truly watch this as many times as you'd like. And that's it for me. How are you doing over there, Max?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me here. So can you see the screen here?
Yes, I can. I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away. Sumolings, if you have any questions, Q&A box down below, and then we'll get to those in a little bit. Have fun.
All right, cool. So this is Max from BuildBubbles. So after we launched the deal here, so I got asked a lot about this question. So I would like to start with this question first. So what is the difference between BuildBubbles and our competitors? So when we first just started building BuildBubbles, so we looked in the market and found that pretty much all of our competitors are doing the same thing, which is just turning the text into speech, and that's it. It's not really designed to be a podcast. So what we are aiming for is we want to go beyond this. We believe that with sound design, people would enjoy AI-generated podcasts more. So this is the core value of BuildBubbles. So you might ask, what is sound design and why it is important? So the sound design is the process that we use to generate a podcast by mixing a music and speech and make it more interesting and feel like an authentic podcast as much as possible. And since I have a background in audio and podcast production before, I worked in audio and podcast production before. I know what a good sound, what a good podcast should sound like. So these are the pre-designed templates and voices that you that you can use, that you can start using today. So we apply different strategies for each template to respond to different purposes, industry and markets. So it's not just putting the speech on top of the background music, right? But we design the change of pace, music, voice, and rhythm to make it more engaging to the listeners. So our long-term goal is to grow our template library to serve more markets, more people. We aiming to be like the Canva, but for generated podcasts. So our podcasts are structured this way: intro, story, and outro. So the intro is meant to catch the listener attention in the first few seconds to make them want to keep listening to the story. And then we go to the actual content, which is we call story, where the content is the main focus, right? And the music is here to build the ambience. And the last is the outro. It gives you a nice ending and a final message to the listeners and tell them to go check you out on your website and social media. So sound design can help improve your brand. By combining a sound design and AI-generated speech, we can turn WordPress articles into compelling podcasts in 3 easy steps. 1, you upload the link to us, upload your article. 2, select the pre-designed template and voices that you want, and then publish it. And that's it. You have a podcast. So let me walk you through in the demo real quick. Okay. So we are in the dashboard here. So when you buy the deal and then you sign up with us, then this is the first page that you're gonna come. And in order to create the first episode, just click create here and click new show, click create. You're gonna jump to the create page here. And then you just simply copy and paste your WordPress article here. And this is the current version, but we are working on adding a new features on this. So it's not so copy and paste the URL is not the only option anymore after we release this feature. So you will be able to upload your document file, and then we're gonna parse everything into the podcast for you. So right now I have the link to the article that I want to turn that into the podcast. Just copy and paste the link right here and click next. And then you just select the template that you want. So maybe I want this one, right? You'll be able to hear the sample. You can click play to hear the sample. You can go through and then see what industry is designed for, what is this template designed for, and you can hear the music that's used inside this template. So I'm gonna go ahead and click use this template and click next. So the next is you'll be able to change the voices. If you don't like the current voice that come with the template, you'll be able to select and then going through all of this. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and click OK and then select the default and click next. Right now we are extracting your blog post, the blog post from the URL that I just pasted in, and then extract all the information and put it into this format. And we are in the review page. So in here, you just put all the information that related to your podcast. So since this is the demo, so I'm gonna put something like the dummy one here and then click. But you can spend a lot of time like trying to do this here, or you can come back and then edit this later if you want. So I'm gonna leave it something like that. This is the main story. So this is the actual content. You are able to, from here, you are able to add like the break here, or you can highlight it some up here and then you add the speech or add the say as something like that here. But I'm gonna leave it as is right now. And then you'll be able to change the feature image if you want. And you are able to make it publish right away after you create a podcast, or you can make this one as a draft first and then come back, edit, and then flip it, publish again, back again later. So I'm gonna do the publish one and create your podcast. So right now, we actually make the magic happens right here. So by converting the text into the speech, put the music together and make it into the whole episode for you. So you just sit back, sip a tea or something like that, and wait for a little bit. So we there's a limit that you can do with this which is the 30,000 characters limit. So for the 30,000 characters limit, it usually take about 20 to 30 minutes to finish creating this whole process, because we have to all go out through all go out through 30,000 characters and then transform the text into speech for each one of them. So it takes a lot of time. Plus you have to export and then you come back and then doing the audio processing, like making the audio level volume up to the correct level and do that kind of stuff too. So that's why it takes a little bit of time to do that. In the future, we want to improve this for sure, that you don't have to wait for more than 10 minutes. That's what we're kind of aiming for. But that is a really far milestone for us. Yeah, so right now, this is the final touch. This is final step, is to give the final touch and normalizing the audio into the actual level. And yeah, this is the you have to wait. This is the step that you have to, the longest that you have to wait right here. Okay, so it's done finishing everything. It's got redirected to the preview page here. So you'll be able to play it here, right? You can download it. You can click download it, and you can download it the episode into your your machine, or you can embed it on your website. So I'm going to show you how to embed this one. You click copy the code here, and then you come back to the back end of the WordPress, right? And in here, you just click add the custom HTML here. Gonna put it on the top of the post here, and I just paste it here, and click update. And click view post. So right there, you see that the audio player is embedded on your blog post right here. Cool. So the next step is you can do is that if you still don't have, if you still want to edit something, you hit edit. So we going to the edit page right here. And if you see that, as I tell you guys earlier, that we structure this way: intro, story, and outro. So if you expand one of these, you're gonna see what the text block inside here represent the part of that section with the part of the intro. So you'll be able to edit the text inside here by clicking it, and then it's gonna have the drawer pop out, and then you'll be able to change. Let's see, maybe I want to change hello to hi, and then I'll be able to highlight some of this or add the break or whatsoever, and you click save. So when you click save, it's actually showing highlighting here that, okay, you make the change to this block, you need to regenerate the audio. So you have to regenerate audio right here to be able to make it make the change reflect to the view page. So you click regenerate audio here. So now if you click and play it here, you're going to see you're going to see here a hi and welcome to instead of hello and welcome to.
Hi and welcome to Indie Chance Podcast.
Right. So, but this one is just the internal. So inside the project, it's not gonna be in the final episode. Yes. So you need to do what you need to do is that you need to click export here one more time to re-export the whole episode again to be able to see it reflect on the preview page. And yeah, it's the same process as earlier as we created the episode earlier. But it's gonna take a little bit less time than that because you don't need to convert the text into speech anymore. So like people, I got the questions, emails, and chat messages asking about this question is that when they change some text and then they click regenerate audio, the change is not coming up. This is why, because if you look like, if you think the way that the GarageBand did, right? When you regenerate audio, it's pretty much like the same that you drag the new audio file into the project, right? But when you hit play, you can hear that, okay, this is the new audio file getting in the project. But in order to get it out, right, you need to export it first. So this is like the same mentality that you need to regenerate the audio, right? And then you have to click export to export into the one audio file. And then you're gonna get redirected back to the view page with the newer version of your episode. So gonna go back and then show you one more thing. You'll be able to change the background music here too. And then you'll be able to, if you don't want the background music at all, you can click disable, untick the enable this to disable the background music if you want. And beside this one is that you are able to edit and change the episode settings, which is right here. You click here. You are able to unpublish, or you can publish. If you already set it draft at the beginning, you can publish the episode right here. You can change the title and the description here. So all of these settings is going to be reflected when you publish to the Apple Podcast. I'm going to talk about that later. So all of these setting is pretty much for that Apple Podcast setting per episode here. You can set it explicit content if you want, and you can remove the episode right here. So I'm gonna do anything here. Let's go back to the show page. So you click the show right here, and this is the show that has like multiple episodes under the shows, right? You are able to change the settings as well here, and this is going to reflect in the Apple Podcast when you want to list to the Apple Podcast or other podcast directories. You are able to set the new podcast category if you haven't done that already. Can remove the shows right here, and in here you are able to change the player settings. So right now I just adding this one is like the request after we launched the deal last week to be able to remove BuildBubbles branding. So we just adding that like 3 days ago. So you are able to flip this switch to remove the branding. You hit save, right? You can change the color to something else too. Let's see, like that, and then click save. And then you come back to here and then refresh the page here. You should see that the BuildBubbles branding is gone, and then we have the new color on that automatically. So this one is across all the show, across all the episode under that show. So if you have 2-3 shows, then you have the option to select in which shows that we have different kind of color, and if you want to remove a branding in one or not in another one, something like that. And the last option is to list on the podcast directories. On a lot of people ask whether we have support to publish to others directories beside the Apple Podcast right now. I'm gonna say that in the future we want to support we want to make it easier for the user to publish to not only the Apple Podcast but also the Spotify and Google Podcast too. But right now we only support the Apple Podcast. But just in case that you want to list it on other podcast directories, we have the RSS feed right here. So you just copy this one and then put it on their website manually. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for me to show today. So Lindsay, is anybody's asking the questions or anything like that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do these. Sumolings, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We have a couple here so far. The first question, I believe, is a clarification on what does it mean to normalize the audio?
So normalizing is like the way that we bring the audio to the loudest point without clipping the audio file. So this is like a terminology where in the audio engineering that when you record something, you want to record with the overhead with some room, right, for the engineer to be able to put up and down when they are mixing the audios. And normalizing is just trying to turn everything up without clipping and making sure that everything sounds good and you can hear everything. And that is normalizing. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Can you explain the AppSumo offer, especially about the unlimited shows and number of episodes?
So the show is equal to one RSS feed, right? So one show, if you take a look in the podcast, in Apple Podcast here, this is one show. Like the Tim Ferriss show has one show, but Tim Ferriss may have like different shows, right? Talking on a different topic. So in one show, you can have like many episodes under that one show talking the same topic. it depends on you, how did you design the show is going to be like. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Can we use this to generate an MP3, download it, and then upload that MP3 to a different host/player?
Yes, you can. So in here, in the view page here, you are able to download it right away after you create a podcast.
Where is your company located and how many developers are there?
So we are in Denver, Colorado, and our team is the team of 2, but we are planning to expand more. So yeah.
Amazing. I am trying to send traffic to my books on Amazon. How can I accomplish this using your product?
The traffic of the book. What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. If the person who asked this question, I'm just reading them to you. If the person who asked this question can give us a little clarification, perhaps maybe on like where do you want to use BuildBubbles to then send the traffic? I don't know. I have a lot of follow-up questions too. You probably have better follow-up questions than I do. Simulings, if you have any more questions, that was actually all that I have here in the Q&A box. So like now is your moment to send in a question. There is a question in the chat room. I'm breaking my rule of not reading the chat questions. Are we able to have the playlist on a custom branded domain or subdomain?
It's in the roadmap. But I don't think right now, like in the near term, it's going to be adding more voices and languages to the application, not focusing on, like adding the show page or anything like that. Maybe in couple of months, or maybe the beginning of next year. And yeah.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Okay, so the clarification on the books on Amazon question. Can I redirect the podcast viewers or listeners to my WordPress site or to Amazon?
I think you can. Because like in the directory, in the podcast, like this is the podcast app on Mac, right? You are able to add the link in the keynote or in the show note or anything like that can link back to your website.
They had a second question here. Can I take the podcast and put it directly on my WordPress website?
You mean like download the audio file and re-uploading on your site? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, you can if you want to host it yourself. Yes.
Cool. The question in its entirety is Turkish language? Question mark?
I think it's in the roadmap. We put it in the roadmap, so we go by this. Let me share your screen one more time. And okay, so oops. So this is the roadmap that we are doing here, right? So we going by the demands, right? How many people is voting for the certain features, and then they're gonna get attention to our team, right? And then we're gonna start working on that right away. But since like Turkish, there's like so far only 2 people talking to me about this concern. So if there is enough demand, we definitely gonna do this. But since, as I say, that we are doing the pre-design template, so we have to go like through like with the translation, writing the script for the podcast. That's why it takes time. It's unlike competitors that they just like having the voice, and then okay, the voice is already speaking in the certain language, right, already, and they can just add. They have like 100 languages that they support, right? So we going with a different approach. That's why it takes some time. Cool.
Sounds good to me. Can you explain RSS feeds and how many feeds are developed?
Hold on. So, can you say that again, please?
Yeah. Can you explain RSS feeds and how many feeds are developed?
So our RSS feed is the way that the podcast directories um, provider actually looked into get the new podcast episode, right? So for example, if you publish to Apple Podcast, then you publish this link to the podcast to the Apple like periodically come to and check out on your feed every, I don't know, maybe every day to see whether you have the new episode coming up or not, and then they use that as a sort of truth, right, to show the new episode there. So the creation of the podcast is that, like I said, like I showed you guys earlier before, that we have this, right? When you put all the information, it's going to be part of the RSS feed, right? So all these settings, yeah.
Awesome. And then when somebody wants to submit when somebody wants to submit that RSS feed to streaming platforms, do you have something for that, or do they submit it themselves? That's
Right now, the only one that we support is the Apple Podcast. So in here, you have like the instructions that you can go through. You can hit the submit to Apple Podcast, and then follow the instructions here, and then you have it, right? So like this one, and they did the same thing, and which is listing on the podcast site, on the Apple Podcast. So yeah,
awesome.
but if we not support yet, so you can just copy and paste this RSS feed to, and then log into, for example, the Spotify. You can like just Google it, and you're gonna see the instruction there. It's pretty straightforward. Like it's like 4 steps on the Spotify to for you to list on Spotify. Yeah, so it's easy enough, I think. But in the future, for sure, that we want to have like a one button click to publish to Spotify for sure.
Great. All right. I understand this question, but okay. So is our video podcasts on the roadmap?
It is on the roadmap, but yes, right here as like audiogram video, right here.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering what a video version of one of these might be, so it's interesting. Can I send the podcast by email?
Not at the moment. We need to have the show page first. If there is the show page, then you can share via email to your friends and link back to the show page. But right now, everything is private for your account. So you won't be able to let your family or friends see it without logging into your account.
All right. Can I add my own voice?
You mean like recording the voice, correct?
I'm guessing that's what this question means.
Okay, so that feature will be rolling out not soon, but it's on the roadmap. So we are planning to do like the audio file management feature. So you'll be able to upload your own audio files. You will be able to recording your voice directly from the browser into our app. So this is like the feature is kind of big, so it takes time. Yeah, but we'll be soon. Yeah, this is what we're thinking way before the launch. Yeah.
Awesome. Sounds great. Can I use the podcast as a voiceover for my YouTube videos?
It's not yes and no, because it's the way that, if you guys see the whole demo is redesigned to be the podcast, right? We not actually let the user download just the raw file of the text of the speech that you generated from the text, right? But we let the user download the whole episode. But if that case, you can download the whole episode and then overlay on top on the video if you want. But it's not really designed to be that.
All right. No worries. Are there limits on how many podcasts I can do per month?
It depends on the deal, on the plan that you buy. The first tier is you can do 15 episodes per month. right? If you take a look on here. So 3 show, 15 episodes per month, and we reset every on the first of every month. And the second plan is 5 show and 30 episodes per month, and unlimited shows and 60 episodes per month for the third plan. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. It's Sumolings. If you have any more questions, now is your time. I don't want to. Okay, so we're getting more questions about roadmap. I don't want to leave anybody's questions out, but will the ability. Okay. Follow-up question, what we were just talking about. Is that episodes per show per month?
No, it's the episode across all shows.
Cool.
So yes, if you are on the first plan, right, that means you can create 3 shows, but you can just only focus on the first show, right? You can put 15 on that, and then you don't do anything on the 2 and 3, or you can spread it across if you want, but that's count as one.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, follow up on roadmap questions. Will the ability to upload our own voice episode, MP3, come before being able to record directly into app browser's capability? I don't know what the question is.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of people asking about like they want to upload their intro. They already have, like hire somebody to do the intro for them already. They want to put that on every episode for, yeah. So yeah, we will have that feature for sure.
Great. Any integration with outside AI voice generators?
We talked with Bill said, and we're still in the middle of conversation with them, so I can't say anything as of now. I will keep you guys posted about what the direction we're gonna come with, what's gonna be like. But yeah, I can't really say anything right now.
Who knows what the future holds? What happens after we exhaust the data limits?
You mean the storage?
Yeah.
So right now, you can't do anything. You have to, the only thing that you can do is you have to delete the episode.
Cool.
But if you delete the episode, that means you delete it from the RSS feed.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Delete the episode. You deleted the episode.
Yeah, and when we roll out the feature for you to upload your own audio file, we will have the feature that you can add. You can buy at the additional storage. Yeah, right there. Once we roll that feature out.
Amazing. All right, Sumolings. How easy or difficult to edit the podcast?
How easy and difficult?
I don't.
We trying to be simple as possible, right? So in here, you are able to add the new text. You just click plus or anything like that. You'll be able to move around if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
looks easy to me.
Yeah, so yeah, this is, and we try to improve this thing, and we got a lot of bugs when people are trying to edit the podcast here. But when we first deciding this, we want to be as simple as you don't have to edit anything. This is what we kind of aiming for. Like you have the template, you put your WordPress article in, and make us do the magic things, and then just have it. You don't need to do anything else. This is what we're aiming for. But in the reality that people want to tweak things a little bit, that we understand that's why we have the editors for you right here. Yeah. So if you guys have any suggestion or anything for the improvement, then yeah, just shoot me the email at hello@buildbubbles.com.
Wonderful. We don't know. Just sorry, I'm just going through the last of these, making sure. Not okay. All right. It looks like the other questions will. Okay. This is interesting. What is the average size of audio storage per minute of audio?
Okay. So if you look, so this is what I looked yesterday, that if you have the really long article, let's say 20 or 30 minutes, which is like the maximum length limit that we have, which 30K, right? 30K characters is around, the whole project is around 35 to 45 megs per episode. This includes the raw file that you generated plus the actual final episode file. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Sumolings, those are the questions that we have for today. Thank you, Max, for taking us through everything. I'm going to come back on camera. Hello again, everybody. Yeah, if you have not already, you can go to appsumo.com/buildbubbles. It's one word, and redeem your codes today. You can get a lifetime deal starting at just $59, and then you can stack some codes from there. Once you have gotten your deal, we would love to hear how things are working for you. So go ahead and leave those in the comment section. And of course, if you have any follow-up questions, you can leave those questions also on the deal page. As always, this deal is backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So go ahead and get started. Start making some audio for your content. Let us know how it's working for you. And yeah, thank you so much, Max, for hanging out with us today. Thank you so much, Sumolings, for hanging out with us today.
Thank you very much. All right. So hope you guys have a good day.
You are awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.